And hello, everybody. This is a slightly unusual thing. It was supposed to be a weekly episodic thing for NASCAR Talk, but with the recent news that's just come out about Kurt Busch being suspended indefinitely by NASCAR due to the events that have been taking place for the past 3 or 4 months with this whole lawsuit that he's been facing. I've got a special group together here. We're going to do a special edition here today to discuss what's just gone down. I'm being joined by James Qualls, Trent Dunham, Nathan Hudson, Levi McIntyre, and Cole Daly. Now, the article on Jayski says that the reason that he's been suspended indefinitely from NASCAR is because of the fact that since the jury has found him guilty of the charges laid by his ex-girlfriend Patricia Driscoll, he's in violation of Section 12.1a, actions detrimental to stock car racing, and Section 12.8, behavioral penalty. Now, this is going to be a very special one. We're going to weigh in our opinions on what's gone down in this whole event. So, whoever wants to go first in their opinions on what's been happening here with Kurt, go right ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and knock it out and go first. NASCAR. I understand that kind of behavior, like regarding like in the NASCAR series, is wrong, and they're trying to go like the same route that the NFL did with Ray Rice and the whole situation. But honestly, Kurt, Kurt. I don't really see Kurt as like a bad guy, but that kind of behavior, like I don't care who it is. It could be any driver. Hell, it could even be Harvick, and I hate Kevin Harvick, but that's just the kind of stuff that you just don't do. But another thing that's got me, why I understand that like it's part of the code like in NASCAR, but this is Kurt Busch's livelihood at stake. With him being indefinitely suspended from NASCAR and Chevrolet completely severing his ties with him. He's pretty much lost his job and livelihood like before the season even started. It's just I just don't think that NASCAR really I think they really dropped the ball on this one. They could have waited. At least till after the 500 or something, but they could have at least done something. Like they didn't have to like completely like disbar him from the sport. He can try to appeal and come back, but if he does, he won't. He's gonna have to go to a different team, obviously, because Stewart Haas they won't take him back, and any of the other top teams they won't take him back. He's probably gonna have to do like what he did, like when Allmendinger got suspended from Penske. So that's my view on it. But Kurt, he's really hit like a bottom place in his life and his career. So that's what I have to say on it for right now.
Um, well, this is obviously came as a surprise as I think NASCAR pulled not only a fast one but also they didn't let they didn't let Kurt be innocent until he was proven guilty. I mean, he wasn't proven until whenever this is gone. When this if he's found guilty, he's found guilty. He gets suspended. He gets kicked out. But he hasn't. They don't know if he has done it or hasn't. So I think they've dropped the bomb too early.
Cole, James, any of you guys want to weigh in on this? Levi?
Well, it doesn't surprise me at all, but then yet it kind of did. I'm kind of 50-50 on it, but the one thing I always had in my head, if you remember the Kurt Busch show, Kurt Busch the Outlaw from Speed a couple years back.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it featured at one part where he was watching NASCAR Race Hub, and I think he had Steve Burns and Bob Dillner on, and I can still recall Dillner's words in that episode. He does not need another blemish on his record. Well, Lord knows how many blemishes he's got on his record since that time, but I think that might have been the straw that broke the camel's back. I saw comments yesterday speculating what other racing series he may jump into, but if see what he's done in NASCAR and the actions he did, everybody else may be saying we don't want him neither. So this may be it.
friend is giving her son a birthday party.
Levi Cole.
History she forgot about.
All right, well, for
It's
me,
tonight. I
this
mean,
just
it's
came
tonight.
out of
She
nowhere.
forgot
Uh,
that her friend is giving her
yeah,
son.
like I said, this just came out of nowhere. Like I was not really
No,
expecting
she
this to
forgot.
happen this soon.
But she
I
got
mean, if
all
he is really guilty, then yeah, he probably should be suspended, but not right before a race that he made in. You know, 'cause it really put them in a position to try to find somebody to replace him, and of course, Regan Smith is the guy to replace him. Which, hey, it's not a bad move by any stretch of the imagination, but at the same time, yeah, it's like we were talking about earlier before we started. It's like Regan Smith is the go-to guy for replacement drivers, it seems, for anybody involved with Chevy, it seems. But yeah, like if Kurt gets it appealed and gets to come back, I have no idea what team he'd have to go back to or to go to because yeah, apparently Chevy severed all ties with him, so he can't go back
Yep.
into a Chevy team. I definitely do not see Roush taking him back. Uh, Penske, hell no. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Furniture Row will have to make a second car and put it. Well, no, because that's Chevy too. Never mind. Uh, so yeah, I have no idea what could happen if he can get it appealed. Maybe he'll just have to go down to the Xfinity series or something. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it seems rather odd that they had Kurt, run the unlimited, run the practices for the qualifying for the 500, run the duel,
And
and
then this happens.
and then this happens.
Uh,
I think what they did was they completely flip-flopped what really should have happened. If they really were under the whole suspicion of all this stuff happening, it'd have been better if they had Kurt Busch on probation.
but
Yeah.
And if it was that, okay, the court has found you guilty of
Right.
whatever, then you're suspended. But the fact that they had him run up to this point and then boom, there you go, he's suspended. That just kind of seemed so inconsistent, and it seemed like such an evasive action on NASCAR's part. Now, the fact of the matter is, going to what Nathan said about that the innocence until proven guilty. Of course, this thing's been in court since September, and they have actually found him guilty. The court has found him guilty, and that's why this whole thing's been going on. So, NASCAR does have the grounds on which to suspend him and everything. The one thing that I am a little curious about is, though, the fact of why he's not on probation. I mean, if you remember back, I can't remember if it was 2004, I think it was, when
05.
Homestead, when I think he was replaced by Kenny Wallace or something.
2005, yeah.
Yeah, he was replaced by Kenny Wallace because he had that whole traffic infraction. And so, to me, they put him on probation for that race. They didn't let him race there. Why did they take an entirely different approach with this whole thing being in court here for 2015? I don't understand.
it was the same thing with Tony Stewart with the whole situation in New York and all that. But at least that was sorted before anything else went badly wrong.
That is a good point, actually. You're right. Tony Stewart was allowed to race, even though that whole thing with him and Kevin Ward Jr., that whole thing was still in court. So that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, he missed Watkins Glen, understandably, because he didn't want to piss. He didn't want like getting booed, whatever, some legit reason. But they don't allow Kurt Busch because of a totally entirely different thing. I understand that point, but why have they allowed him to do qualifying, then the unlimited, then the dual races, and then say you're not going to the main event, you're not going to the big race.
I think NASCAR pulled the ball like way too early. I mean, it was like you said. I mean, they allowed him to do the practices, the qualifying, and the sprint unlimited, but then after he was found guilty, he had already qualified for the 500, but then all of a sudden they just pulled him out just like that. So
Yeah. And, going to Levi's point of where Kurt Busch could go if he is able to get back in, if the appeal goes through and everything, The only thing I can see for a possibility of any team that would possibly take him back is maybe run a truck for Kyle Busch Motorsports. That's the only thing I could possibly see happening.
Yeah.
Well,
Toyota team.
well, he was racing for Toyota in the Nationwide Series. Sorry, I can't say the Xfinity anymore. I just can't say that. But I mean, he races for Toyota, so I can't imagine he could go to a Toyota team.
I mean, I'm not rightly sure if you're going to see any teams take him in the Sprint Cup Series anymore. I don't know.
It's gonna be tough for him to get back into the sport once all this blows over. But yeah.
I mean,
if
it is a ride in Sprint Cup, more than likely it's not going to be one of the big teams. It's going to be like one of those one-car teams or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those severely underfunded teams, maybe like Front Row. I don't know.
Or maybe ends up like Michael Waltrip and just doing part-time racing.
I mean, that's possible, but anyway, it's been announced, as we know, that Regan Smith is going to be replacing Busch for the 41 for the 500. There's still not been any announcement of who's going to be taking the ride over the following week, but
Regan Smith, the go-to guy for replacements.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like with because he did well. I think he must have a Haas magnet on him because he was in the 14 when the whole thing with Stewart happened, and now he's in the 41 all of a sudden.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're saying here in the article on J-Ski. They say Smith has some history with Stewart Haas Racing because he subbed for Stewart in the 14 car at August at Watkins Glen last year. So, I mean, he's got a little bit of a tie-in there with that team, but yeah, I mean, it's great to have Regan back, but under the circumstances, not really. I mean, I wish that Regan had been given a full-time
he's
ride
coming back
or
up to the
something.
Cup level. I hate that.
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, when you look down there at the drivers that are in Xfinity, that'd be the guy to possibly bring up, especially being Daytona. But, I mean, you guys have any thoughts on who possibly the interim driver for the next weekend in Atlanta could possibly be?
I don't have a clue. Regan Smith is the best option.
Yeah, that's just the best option for me.
I think Regan is the best option at the moment, but if it is someone that's going to be driving from now on in, who do we look at? Do we look at the Xfinity? Do we look somewhere else? Do we look at IndyCars? Where do we look?
And
it's got to be Xfinity. It's got to be.
Well, not only that, but if we do look, say if we do look in Xfinity, no matter where we look, are we looking at a person that's going to be racing the entire full season, or is the 41 going to basically be split up between 4, 5, 6 drivers or something like that?
Like with what they do with James Hinchcliffe and Danica Patrick in IndyCars some many years ago. Or was it last year? I'm not sure.
Hinchcliffe ran full time. Hinchcliffe, I believe, ran full time though after he replaced her.
Oh, because I thought Danica run a couple of races, a couple of ovals, and then James just did the road races. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that season's a little fuzzy to me. So
I'm trying to see if I can see any names that are possibly free agent drivers that are possibilities.
Do you have the driver list for Xfinity, Seth?
I can get the driver's list for Xfinity. Yeah, hang
on.
I mean, I'm trying to think around the lines.
I know my driver will not be a part of that list for now.
I'm trying to think around the lines of Stewart Haas or something affiliated with that. I mean, I doubt they're gonna bring Ty Dillon up full time. I don't think that's much of a likely possibility.
If they do bring up Ty Dillon, he'll be with RCR.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think you'd see him over with a Stewart Haas team, and of course we know Chase Elliott's going to be running limited races. I don't think they would bring him up to fill in that 41. I mean, there's maybe a possibility, but I don't know. I mean, although he is associated with Roush now, maybe Elliott Sadler.
Hendricks, who Chase, of course, is with.
Yeah.
Hendrick had him a long time ago.
I can't see Elliott Sadler in a cup Chevy. I can't.
Yeah, because he is with Roush. If anything for Sadler, I mentioned this to Seth on Facebook. If he is coming back to Cup, put him in the 99 for Roush and the one main financial car, which I had Seth paint for me, by the way,
Yeah,
which is what gave me that idea.
The old Carl Edwards car, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old Carl
I
Edwards.
still cannot see Carl Edwards in a Toyota. I'm sorry, I
The
can't.
19. I mean,
Yeah.
I still can't see the 19 as a Toyota. I still think that the 19 is a Dodge at heart.
yeah,
Yeah.
when it was Jamie McMurray, wasn't it?
No,
Jeremy
it was,
Mayfield.
Drug dealer.
yeah, it was Casey Atwood first, and then Jeremy Mayfield,
And then
Oh,
Seth-
Jeremy, that's who I was thinking of.
Then
or Jeremy Methfield.
Yeah.
drug
Come
dealer.
on,
Beth.
guys.
Who said Beth?
I like Jeremy
Beth
Mayfield.
Field,
Come on.
Beth Field.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
guess that's-
ashamed to say I'm ashamed to say now he's from my home state. So, ugh.
Oh dear.
Ugh.
I mean, I'm looking down through this list here, and most of the drivers that I'm seeing that could be possibilities are either drivers that basically have now kind of committed themselves to Xfinity Series racing, or are drivers that already, here in Daytona are going to be in rides already. I mean, you got Austin Dillon, you got Paul Menard, all these names. There's not really anybody that I'm seeing that even looks like a possibility that they may move them up, because quite honestly, you've got kind of a three-way pack. You've got a group of veterans like Sadler that's moved his way down to the Xfinity Series, more than likely won't enter back up into Sprint Cup Series competition. You got drivers that race down in the Xfinity Series that also race up in the Sprint Cup Series, and then you've got drivers that, quite honestly, if you moved them up to the 41 full-time this season, you more than likely would be moving them up too soon.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a lot of the ones that are running.
And who are those guys, Seth?
Well, from what I'm seeing here, I mean, you got Dakota Armstrong. I think it'd be a little too soon to move him up. Of course, we Ty Dillon. I assume he's probably just going to run the 500. I don't think you're going to see him moving up there.
Not a chance.
No, I don't think you'll see Darius Wallace Jr. up there, even though it's the Roush Fenway affiliate.
Roush,
Looking
I
for
can't
down
think
here,
of-
Ryan Reed. I
No.
don't think you'd see him go
No,
up there.
Roush,
I
Philly.
mean,
Roush.
Daniel Suarez, of course, he's just gotten into trucks and Xfinity, so you wouldn't see him move up that soon.
What about the trucks? Because I mean, I know it sounds dumb, but what about if we just move someone, just do 2 or 3 races, and then put someone from the Xfinity Series in?
Well, I mean, you got Ron Hornaday Jr., who, he was running the 30, trying to make the 500. That could be a possibility of a guy maybe they could put in there.
Yeah, I was thinking of that. It could have been a replacement for now because he wasn't able to get into the 500 this weekend. So
I mean, they already confirmed that Regan's going to run the 500, but Ron Hornaday Jr. I'm trying to remember. He ended up getting a lot of his equipment from a certain team, a Chevy team, and I can't remember which one it was.
Could have been. I was going to say Penske, but that's Ford.
It might have been RCR, but I don't remember.
Could have been. Yeah, RCR. Sorry, I was thinking of someone else. Maybe Chip Ganassi. I don't know.
I mean, the only other person that I'm looking down here for a possible candidate, maybe for racing for trucks, moving up there, could possibly be Travis Kvapil. But again, I think he's kind of like Elliott Sadler. He's found his niche in trucks, and he's kind of going to want to stay there.
Yeah. Travis Kvapil, he's
Guys like Quapple and Crafton or Peters and all those guys. Yeah.
I think because they know what they're doing.
I wouldn't mind seeing Crafton move up to Cup level. I wouldn't mind seeing Crafton, but yeah, he's found his home in the truck. So yeah,
Same with Timothy Peters.
Yep.
Wait a minute. I just had an idea. Why about a NASCAR driver that isn't in either series? They're they're not even in the series anymore.
Well, see, I was trying to look here on J-Ski on the current quotes free agents in Sprint Cup and stuff. The only one that there is, and we already know that this isn't going to happen, is Marcus Ambrose because he left to go back to Australia. That's the only one that came into this season without any kind of a ride.
Not a chance, mate.
What about Casey Kane?
Casey's still with Hendrick.
Yeah, Casey's still with Hendrick.
Yeah,
Casey's
Casey's still
Oh
with Hendrick.
crap! Oh,
and Casey's signed till 2018, so there's really
Oh,
no
crap.
likelihood he's
Sorry,
no
gonna,
sorry,
chance
sorry.
with that.
he's not going to be heading over there at
Whoa,
all.
sorry.
I wouldn't mind seeing, honestly, shot in the dark. I wouldn't mind seeing Mark Martin go back. Honestly.
Yeah, but I think
What?
didn't Mark already like release some statement that he wants to just kind of get out of the racing
Yeah,
realm
he's
now
not.
because
He's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, he's not.
he
driving
left Roush
anymore.
Fenway Racing's developmental team.
That's why I said. That's why I said it was a shot in the dark because I already know Mark said he's not. He doesn't want to race again. So.
I mean, there are possible candidates. The only thing is they're already with other teams. I mean, you've got BK Racing with JJ Yeley. I don't think Yeley would end up leaving.
Nah,
Oh,
because
God,
because
no, JJ
because-
Bailey.
Well,
Because
if
Jay-
you remember Yeley and Stewart, they were teammates back at Joe Gibbs. So there's some kind of a thing there.
yeah, the
Yeah, but no offense though. Yeah, when JJ Bailey was with Gibbs, he sucked. Like, no offense, but yeah, he was terrible in the 18.
Yeah, he wasn't too good. That's true.
I
I mean, hang on, let me see. Well, here's a thought. Bobby Labonte. He's only signed with Frank Stoddard for 4 races.
Bobby Labonte would be a good candidate.
That'd be a possibility
Yeah.
to maybe drive
Yeah.
the 41.
Yeah.
He's
I like
That'd be
seeing
a
that
good
happen.
choice.
he's a champion. We all know he's capable of winning races.
He-
Bobby's
he-
the package, buddy.
And
He
I'm
knows the
assuming
game.
that those 4 races he's signed
He just
for are
needs
more
a
than
good
likely
car.
the
He
Daytona
can drive.
races and the
He just needs
Talladega
a good
races.
car.
Yeah.
Because they've got, okay, let's see. Okay, so Bobby Labonte, they have him down for running 4 races, which I'm assuming are going to be the 2 Dega races and the 2 Daytona races, and then Mike Bliss takes over the ride for the rest of the season. So, Labonte would be free to be able to drive the 41.
Yeah, he would.
So that's a slight possibility there. And think back, too, Stewart and Labonte, old-time teammates back when Joe Gibbs Racing was with Pontiac, so...
Yeah.
But but despite all the possibilities, Regan Smith, he really is the best choice.
He is the best
Yeah.
choice, but the thing is, would Regan be willing to run, full-time every single week? That's the whole thing. Because I don't know if he would...
I say he should go for it.
And here's the thing, too. Here's an interesting thought. I mean, if they are able to, if Regan Smith does decide to actually go into, full-time for Stuart Haas for 2015, I would hope that they would end up giving the points to Regan Smith rather than to Kurt Busch.
He does
Yeah.
have that Darlington win a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, Regan can still race in Sprint Cup. There's no doubt about that. The big problem for him has been he's not really had much luck of teams signing him.
Plus,
Yeah,
plus the
or
plus the
anyone
only
keeping him.
plus the only other bad thing is the points deal. You're only allowed to check which series you're running for points in, because if he runs
Yeah.
points in the Xfinity series, he can't run for points in Cup.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I hate that. I hate that.
And I think it's more than
So
likely.
even if he does decide to run full time for Cup, he won't be eligible for the chase or the
Yeah,
championship.
exactly.
Right.
Yep. And he's basically, I think,
Yeah.
already committed himself this season that he's going to run for Xfinity points.
Yeah.
So, how do you think this is going to affect Tony Stewart's team of Stewart Haas Racing? I mean, Kurt Busch had a win for him last year at Martinsville,
Yeah.
and
Had if he should have won races last year too.
Well, instantly, it's a big blow to Kevin Harvick if he wants to make a good title defense. He's only got 2 full-time teammates now instead of 3.
I say Stuart Haas has 2 options. Either they find someone like who can go full time Cup and be eligible for the chase if that's possible, or just park the 41 altogether after Daytona.
yeah, that's actually a good point. I'm not sure. Yeah, I didn't even consider the fact they really don't have to run the 41 for the entire season or anything. They could just end up like kind of closing that shop down for the remaining season, because it would save
for the
Stewart
season.
as an owner. It would save him money and everything. And I mean, he was a 3-car team when he started out with himself, Newman, and Patrick. So.
No, it started out 2-car, then 3 when Danica
Oh right,
came.
yeah, him and Newman, and then they added Patrick. So.
And then they added Harvick and.
I mean, I think the thing is for Stewart, quite honestly, as long as he's got Harvick, he's in good shape.
Right.
And a lot of people are expecting Tony Stewart to be making a comeback year this year too. A lot of people have him as their favorites for winning the 500. And so, you got a pretty good backbone still for the team with Stewart and Harvick. Patrick's still kind of a wild card, but I think Stewart.
Patrick's a never was.
Yeah,
Well,
they're gonna have to. Yeah, they're gonna have to park the 41 if they can't find someone. I mean, that'd be the best option.
I mean, the only way I can see them possibly running that 41 is, if they're able to keep Regan Smith there. I don't really see them getting any other driver from the Xfinity Series, or possibly Bobby Labonte coming over and running a couple of races. But I think, Trent, you could be right. We may end up not seeing that 41 on track for quite a few races in 2015.
I mean, if they don't run it, they could save some money, and maybe use it for like something else. Like, I don't know, like maybe the Formula One team they're probably gonna have next season.
I mean, when you think about it, Stewart-Haas Racing really has no opportunity for developmental drivers.
Yeah.
All the developmental drivers are over with Junior Motorsports, or they're with Roush.
JR Motorsport.
Yeah, there's just really no possibility for them to be able to bring a developmental driver in.
Nah, you have to look at experience, not youth, really. In this case, that's what I've got to say.
So for a final thought on this whole thing that's been going on, how do you think this, in effect, is going to impact NASCAR for the rest of the season? Because a lot of people have actually been kind of outraged by the evasive action that was taken by NASCAR. Do you think that's going to in any way affect the 2015 season, with it happening right here, right on the verge of the Great American Race?
It's maybe a fundamental blow, as in, like, when was in 2005, when like Formula One decided the wrong thing by only racing 6 cars for the U.S. Grand Prix. I think NASCAR may have shot itself in the foot, but by trying to do the right thing in their own minds, but it's probably the wrong thing in other people's minds.
Well, I kind of think they did the right thing. I don't think that they did the wrong thing. I think they kind of went about it the wrong way. What they really should have done is they should have, in some way, kind of eased the NASCAR community into the whole idea that, hey, this is a possibility. If the courts find Kurt guilty of what he's been charged, then, we're going to have to take action. But the fact that, they had him run this season, they really didn't, ever address anything to do with it. They kind of made it like, okay, it's a null and void point. And then all of a sudden, boom, he's suspended from NASCAR. That's the one thing that they really should have kept in mind, is the fact that, evasive action like that is really going to cause an uproar in the NASCAR community.
Yep.
Aye.
And also, just coming off the heels of people and their opinion of group qualifying at Daytona, I mean, NASCAR's got a little bit of work to do to try and get themselves back on track and, kind of make themselves, in their rules and whatever, appealing back to the community as well, because so far there's been 2 points now that they've, without even having the green flag to start the season, that they've kind of messed up on.
Probably in a half because of that yellow line thing with Kurt Busch.
Yeah, there you go. There's another one. Yep.
Yeah. I was just about to bring it up. I mean, it's bad enough that they pretty much screwed him out of the Unlimited with that call, because that was a bad call.
Yeah,
it's the Budweiser duels.
Yeah, it was the dual race.
Yeah, the duels. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the dumbest calls I've ever seen.
I got an idea. Have any of us take Brian Francis' job in NASCAR and see what we can do to fix the whole thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean,
if Trent, by the way, if Trent would actually have his own series, take over as CEO, he would probably rename the Sprint Cup Series to the Sun Chips Cup Series.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick would probably be stripped of his 2014 title.
and put on Jeff Gordon.
Never say never about that, but yeah. Yeah, but seriously though, the whole thing about Bush, I mean, it's messed up that this whole thing happened to him like right before the 500. But if he truly was guilty, then he only has himself to blame. I mean, it's kind of like a double-edged sword about the NASCAR thing. I honestly think that they should have waited until after the 500.
Right, they kind of
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
jumped the gun right there.
Yeah, I mean, in
Yeah.
all honesty, when you think about it, I mean, yeah, it's in violation of NASCAR rules, but I mean, it's not like he's going to take any of those things and have it happen on the track with the drivers he's racing with. It's not like he's going
Right.
to, he's going to use that temper against them in the 500 because you saw him in the Unlimited, you saw him in the dual race. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you heard the radio communication when they told him that he was penalized, he was very calm on the radio. I'm like, okay, is that really Kurt Busch that's saying, okay, that's fine? I mean,
I mean,
Yeah, considering
Kurt-
his history of going on a fucking outburst.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think he was calm because he knew he didn't go under the yellow line. It was just NASCAR's BSing about that, so he was just like, screw it.
I mean, when we all know him for like when something bad happens to him, he just goes for retaliation. He like he quickly reacts to a situation and then just bumps whoever just wrecked him off the road.
I mean, his son's I mean, old Papa Bush's son's definitely inherited his temper.
Yep. I mean,
Yeah, like you'd expect a Kurt Busch to like say, "Okay, you stupid mother."
Okay.
What is that?
good timing. That was great timing.
Oh man.
Wow.
Well,
And then who could forget Kurt Busch,
Sorry.
radio sweetheart.
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 Darn
Damn car ain't handling
Oh my-
Why would you
Oh my
do
God.
that? It's just a
That could be
tire test.
another replacement.
What?
Because he said he hasn't retired yet. He wants one more go.
Wait, who?
Oh,
No, never mind. No, I'm not telling it because it'd be freaking ridiculous and
It
everyone
would.
just
I-
Tell
scream
us,
their
we
head off.
want to know.
I think
No!
it's I know who it is. It's Jimmy Spencer.
Yes, finally.
oh.
Someone said it at me.
Oh
Well,
my
you know-
goodness, can you imagine Jimmy
Spencer,
Spencer
he-
driving the ride of the driver that he punched in the face?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Jimmy Spencer.
Well, you know what?
Hey,
Come
back
to think
to
about it,
this.
it'd be nice to see Jimmy Spencer back in the number 41 again. If you think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that would, yeah.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Thank you, Levi, for that.
Because he
today.
did drive the 41 when he used to be a Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 2000.
Wait. Dread.
Yes,
Was it? Is it a Dodge?
yes, it was a Dodge. It was it was the Target Dodge.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
It would be
Okay.
it would be a freaking insult if Jimmy Spencer did drive Kurt Busch's old ride because didn't they like have a big rivalry like in 2000? I forgot what year it was. Was it 2002?
2003.
2003?
It was
Yeah.
2003, yeah.
And into 03.
Yeah, they did have a huge rivalry. I mean, Jimmy Spencer went over to Kurt Busch's car and punched him in the face.
Just like
Michigan
flipped
03.
him in the face.
I hate you, boof.
You never know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, for
It-
people that are watching this this NASCAR Talk episode too, if you have any ideas of who you think might end up taking over the 41, or if you think it'll even be running full time this season, I mean,
Please give us an email.
let us know in the comments. It'd be
This
my
is
email they'd be
YouTube,
sending to.
remember.
Oh, of course. I'm only joking.
But to continue on, damn car ain't handling worth a. Why would you do that? It's just a tire test. 2007 NASCAR ruined my career with this car.
Oh god.
Crash!
Of course, I get the goddamn tire that blows out. Damn it! Thanks a
Set-
thank you.
Levi, settle down. Do you need some mac and cheese to calm yourself down?
I
And
hate
Turkey.
I hate
I
Phoenix.
hate Phoenix.
Kenny Walsh
They
lives
let
here.
me
Kenny
drive my
Walsh
car
lives
here
here
once.
once.
Worst
Danica lives here.
race ever.
Worst
Danica.
Tara.
Levi, take a deep breath and repeat after me.
Okay.
Hanuhina mac and cheese.
No.
I like mac and cheese. Pum. Sorry.
But
We got to get Levi to do that for a Christmas
something
special.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
Yes.
seriously, I'm about
Yes.
to find Zach Buchanan and punch him right in the face.
Shouldn't this video be over by now?
Yes, it should.
Yep.
All right, so thank you everybody for watching this very impromptu special edition of NASCAR Talk. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've got any opinions on the whole Kurt Busch situation that you want to weigh in, you can let us know in the comments. And then also, if you want to join us for future NASCAR Talks, they end up happening every week, and they get aired on Saturday. So once again, I want to thank everybody here for joining me. If you want to check out their channels, links are in the description. And thanks, guys, for your opinions on weighing in on this whole situation that we just found out about last night.
Yes.
This video has now been sponsored by New Kraft Levi Mac and Cheese.
Hey!
I'm going to actually make a custom Kraft macaroni and cheese box with Levi's face on it.
No.
Yes, I'm gonna do it.
Yes, do
It's
it.
gonna happen.
Do it.
Alright, so thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Bye.